Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. We're learning Mishnah Yomi, Maseches Challah, Perek Gimel, Mishnayos Hey and Vav. Mishnah Hey states, Ovik Chav Mishnasan Yisrael Asas Lo Isa. A guy owns dough, right? He owns flour and water. He gave it to a Jew, a worker, let's say, who works in a non-Jewish bakery or something like that. Turim and Achal, even though the Jew worked on it, the Jew made it, he mixed the flour and water, it belongs to the non-Jew. And that's the important factor, so it's not Chayiv and Challah. The Goyim are Chayiv and Zayim Mitzvahs B'nai Noah. Challah is not one of them. Nasalo Matana Ad Shelo Gilgal. If he gave as a present to the Jew, Ad Shelo Gilgal Chayiv, before it was made into dough, right? And the Jew made it into dough. So now it became dough, Reish Ariso Seicha, in the hands of the Jew. It's Chayiv and Challah belong to the Jew. Misha Gilgal Pater. However, if by the time he gave it as a present to the Jew, it already was needed, so then at the time of needing is when the Chayiv and Challah comes about, and that was in the possession of the non-Jew, so it's not Chayiv and Challah. Let's say you have a partnership with Ovik Chav, and you own half of it. Let's say they split it halfway. So even though you'd have 5/4 Kav, right, which is the share for Challah, but you have to divide that in half. So therefore, instead of being 5/4, it would be 1 1/4, half of 1 1/4. I don't know, it'd be 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 is not enough for Chayiv and Challah. It would have to be double 5/4. So each, which would be, 10/4. It would be 10/4. So if it's 10/4, which is 2 1/2, 2 1/2 kabim, then you can split it in half and it'd be Chayiv and Challah. It has to be the Jew owns the share of Challah in order to be Chayiv and Challah, because as we're going to learn, the non-Jew has no Chayiv and Challah. I'll explain why a non-Jew is not Chayiv and Challah more in Ian Mitzion. Vav Gershins Gayer, a convert, Haisalo Isa, and he had a dough, right? Flour and water, he made it into dough. Naslo Ashlan's Gayer, if he made the dough, he needed it before he converted it. Potter, it's Potter, because he was not Jewish at the time when it was needed. Mission is Gayer Chayiv. If he had flour and water and he finished kneading the dough after he converted, it's Chayiv, because by the time he needed it, he was a Jew. Ve'im Safek, let's say it's a Safek, he's not sure when he needed it, before the conversion or after the conversion, he was baking bread. He decided, you know what, today's a good day for Geirus, and he wasn't sure, did he finish kneading it before the Geirus or after the Geirus, so it's Chayiv, it's Safek D'Oraisa, it's a Mitzvah D'Oraisa, so it's Chayiv. Now, it's Mammon Kohen, so you sell it to the Kohen, because it might be yours, but you can't eat it. Ve'in Chayavin Al HaChomesh. You're not chayav a chomesh, because chomesh is a penalty. It's an onish, and ain't onshin min safek, right? Safek nefashos lakula, and any punishment also go lakula. Yekiva omer hakol holech achar akrima b'taner. Yekiva has a shita which argues on everything we've said until now. Up until now, we said that the whole chiyuv of challah only takes place b'shas gemar lisha, the time when you finish kneading the dough. Yekiva says no, the chiyuv of challah takes place when it starts to brown in the oven, when you bake it in the oven and it develops a crust in the oven, when you start to have a crust, that's the time when it's Chayiv and Challah, and all the other nafkaminas that we talked about until now apply not Bigmar Lisha, but precisely when it starts to brown in the oven. We don't hold like Rabbi Akiva. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion, where we talk more about Mishnah Hey, about non-Jew and his Challah. If a non-Jew makes challah and it looks like challah, can you buy it for Shabbos? We'll talk about that. Ian Mitzion coming up next.